What's going on, guys? I am Switters, and this is your guide to the Liberty Falls Easter egg. We're going to jump right into it. Let's not mess around. So first things first, you are going to head into the church at the top of the map here, and this machine is called the Dark Ether Generator. You're going to interact with it, and you get a big white light flashing, letting you know you've done it correctly. Now, we need 3 parts for the jet gun. First thing to do is go right into the graveyard and wait for this guy that I just killed here. That's called the groundskeeper. He is going to drop you a key. I'm going to show you exactly where to go, and then we're going to pick up the first part for the jet gun. All you need to do to get him to spawn is just hang out in the cemetery. You will find him. He looks a little bit different. Just keep in mind when you're getting kills on there, check the ground, make sure you've picked up the key, okay? Then you come to the shed, and you get the handbrake for the jet gun. Now head on over to the flower shop, and then there is a hose outlet right in the front of it. Just hold the interact button there, and you will pick up that little wheel, and then we're going to take that to the bowling alley. On the right-hand side of the lanes on the wall, there is this panel. Just melee it, and you will open up that panel, and you're going to insert that little wheel that you just pulled off of the hose. You're going to put that in there. Now, from here, if you're doing this solo, it's a bit of a nightmare. You have to hold down the interact button for a while, or else once you let off of it, it stops. It doesn't restart, but it does stop, and then you have to go and hold the interact button again, okay? You will get attacked a heavy amount by zombies, spiders, all of that. When you get a wave of attacks, just get off of it, get all the kills that you can. Once there's no more zombies around, hop back on, do it again. Another wave will come in, deal with the zombies, and then get back onto the wheel. And eventually, I promise you, you will finish this. And as you see here, once you finally reach the end, the little thing will pop off, and just go ahead and pick up that gauge. Now you want to make your way over to where the comic book store is, and directly across from that, there is a hardware store and a Radio Shack. It's not actually called Radio Shack, but it's called Radio something. The radio place is the one that we need to break into, but you're going to need either a mutant injection, so turn yourself into a mangler, and then you can do a full charge into this gate that you're looking at here on your left, or you can get the mangler cannon by killing a mangler. Now, when you come down here, a mangler will spawn in, but you are not guaranteed to actually get the mangler cannon or a mutant injection, unfortunately. If you are a high enough level, you can go ahead and craft one on your own, a mutant injection. That's the best way to go about this because it's absolutely guaranteed. It costs 2,500 salvage. So my mangler didn't drop me one, so I had to wait for an abomination to spawn in down there, and finally it dropped me a mutant injection once I killed him. So you can just go ahead and shoot yourself up with that. As soon as you are ready, you're going to turn into the mangler, and then, like I said, you just do a full charge right through the door and blast the gates open, and that part is done. Now, once you come out of being the mangler, go ahead and look for these piles of black goo on the ground and just interact with them. They're going to give you salvage. It could be a spider. You're looking for a bundle of wires that's going to come out of them. That is now the third and final part that you need. So what we're going to do is head over to the motel, and on the second floor, we're going to enter this room up top. A whole bunch of zombies are going to pour out of it. Just take care of them nice and quick, and then you can go ahead inside and craft your jet gun. And once you have that, the next step of this Easter egg is to collect 3 different parts, and you need the jet gun for it. You're going to have to use the suck feature on the jet gun. You can use the right trigger, that is, to go ahead and pull these parts to you. The first part we're going to get is at Ollie's Comics here. You can see that right through the ceiling here. You're going to look up, you see that part. Again, just hold the right trigger down, and it'll suck right up to you. And I'm actually just going to let the film roll here, and you're going to see where the next location is, just because it's the easiest way to describe it. We're going to head up above Speed Cola, because the thing that we need is in that window that I was just pointing at. So just go back up here, up these stairs, and get to this roof, and then we're going to jump on top of that white truck that's right below us here. And I just barely made it. Anyway, pull out your jet gun, right trigger, and this part will come flying out to you and right to you. Here we go now to the church to get the third and final part. Here we are at the church, and when you go inside, you're just basically going to turn right around and look to the balcony up there, and that's the part. Right trigger, and again, it'll come right to you. What you want to do now is take one of the zip lines and get to the top of the bank. This is where we're going to craft the LTG. Right here in the back, you see this blueprint. It's the only thing that you can build here, so go ahead and craft that thing up. head back to the church and go over to the dark ether generator, and we're going to grab this cylinder here that's popping out of the machine. Go ahead and grab that. While you have this, you cannot run, okay? So I do it at the end of the round. I got one zombie left when I'm playing solo here. You can outwalk the zombie. He will not catch you. If you're a solo, it's fine. But just I wouldn't do this at the start of a round because you'll have a little bit of a nightmare. Now, you can go to one of two places. One is at the church. You can go to right there, or you can head back down toward spawn. I go to spawn, but you can basically do this in the reverse order if you want to. It's totally up to you. And I'm going to go ahead and set this canister down next to this little trap here on the ground next to the gas station. We're going to need that in a minute. We don't need it yet, but we need it in a minute. Next thing you do is keep going down the street here to this and put the LTG in it. That is going to spawn some zombies. You have to protect this for a full minute. It takes damage pretty quickly, so make sure you're on top of your game here. Use your jet gun, and eventually when you do successfully defend this, an HVT will spawn in. Now what you've got to do is basically get him down to about, I would say about 2/3 of his health is gone. And then we're going to set off this trap that's down here, right there in front of you. So I know a lot of people don't like with the HUD, you know, you can see health bars above the zombies, but again, it's almost necessary here. I don't know how you would track exactly how much health these HVTs have because they are absolute tanks if you don't have it. So I'm going to leave that up to you whether you decide to do that or not. But once you get him down to about 2/3 health, you're going to turn on this trap and you have to lead him into it. You're going to be getting some vocal cues from the game as well, telling you, hey, that's it, that's what you're doing, good job. But make sure you just lead him into, he has to be standing on part of that purple trap. He's going to take some damage, he's going to take a little bit more damage, but now this is where the canister comes in. You see the canister right to his left there? You have to get it killed. You can actually hold the canister if you want to while you do this next part. You have to get him dead, and you just saw his soul go right into that canister. So you can hold it on you, and that way you make sure you're right up close against the HVT when you kill it. That way you're guaranteeing that the soul will go into the canister. Anyhow, now that you have that done, you have a time that's ticking down. You got about 90 seconds. Head back to the church and put that in the dark ether generator again. And when you've completed that, right next to it, you're going to see the Strauss counter. It's a Geiger counter, basically. So where there's 3 parts around the map that we're going to have to adjust some things. Now, as far as I can tell, this step is a little bit bugged. I'm going to show you what I mean, and you're probably just going to have to fiddle with it a little bit. But anyway, this is right in front of the church, and you see Liberty Lanes right here. There's one of these things right here. So pull out your Geiger counter, your Strauss counter. Turn it on first, then pull out your counter, and then you saw my Geiger counter was red there. Here it is again after I got rid of those zombies. You see that my Geiger counter is red, so I turn the color on top of this machine to red. And by the way, these locations never change, so it's always the one I just showed you in front of Liberty Lanes and outside the church. The other one where this is on top of the bank, go through this X, drop down right here. And this is the second one. Again, turn it on, then pull out your Geiger counter. Mine is yellow here, so I'm going to turn this light to yellow. We went from green to start, now we're at yellow. It matches up. The third and final one is near the shed where you use the groundskeeper's key to get the first part, and you see that this one is green, and so I turn the light green, but nothing is happening. So I matched the colors as they showed on the Geiger counter, the Strauss counter, but it did not work. And as you can see here, this is the one at the drop down from the bank. I'm going to show you the final colors that I put, just in case it's this way every single game. So I left this one at yellow. That matched the Strauss counter. Here is the one near the groundskeeper's shed. The Geiger counter, Strauss counter says green, and I put it to red. And here is the one, again, right outside of Liberty Lanes. You can see right in front of me. This is supposed to be red. That's what the Geiger counter says, but I put it to green, and then you saw it turn there, and then these beams of purple light go back toward the spawn. So, like I said, as far as I can tell, this step is either glitched or we don't fully understand this step in using the Geiger counter just yet. Anyhow, that's how it is for now. So, what did that do? Well, it unlocked this final canister that you need here. We're just going to go ahead and take that up off of this device. And remember, if you're doing this solo, you can only walk now, so try to do this at the end of the round. So this is the canister that you're going to capture the HVT soul in, so you can just go ahead and place it down somewhere around up near the church or by the trap that you're actually going to use. And you just saw me run past it there. It's just down the street from below the church. And now what you need to do is head back to where you first put down the LTG. where you got the first HVT. We're going to go ahead and pick that up, and then we're going to bring that back up to the church, and then we're placing it underneath the ether storm there. Again, it's going to be the same deal. We have a holdout that lasts for a minute, and at the end of that minute, if you survive, if the device survives, you're going to get an HVT. Same deal applies. You're going to go ahead and get him down to about 2/3 of health, and then you're going to set off the trap, have him run through the trap, get damaged by the trap, and then finally kill it when you're near that canister. Now you've got another 90 seconds to go ahead and bring it back to the dark ether device inside of the church. This here is the point of no return, okay? So if you are not triple papped, get triple papped. I would have at least have your gun ranked up to epic, although I would probably shoot for legendary. Go ahead and spend whatever cash you have left on perks, get whatever you need. There is an ammo cache in this room, so you can buy ammo, though the HVTs you're about to face will drop some ammo, so you don't need that much money for ammo. So spend them on perks, and I would get everybody's field upgrade ready to go. When you are ready, go ahead and interact with the device one more time, and this is going to work in 3 rounds. There's a lockdown. You are stuck inside this church now. Small area. You're going to get tons of zombies in the first round, and you're going to get 1 HVT mangler. So not that bad. You can use your jet gun here, of course. Hopefully that is pack-a-punched as well. That doesn't need to be triple papped, by the way. Single or double should be good enough for that. Use that on the zombies. Once you're done with that first round, you're going to get round number 2, which consists of plenty more zombies, lots more spiders, and 2 HVT manglers. Once you clear that round, the final round, you've got 2 HVT abominations and 4 HVT manglers. Like I said, this is no joke. But once you complete it, you will go down. It's part of the Easter egg. Don't panic. Once you complete it, everybody goes down, and then the cutscene will start. If you found this guide helpful, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Plenty more to come. Black Ops 6 is going to be a great year, a busy year, a very fun year. I'll catch you in the next one real soon. Later.